Now, I'll never forget my new beginning. You know, I was in the small group Bible study that my friend John had invited me to. I was still a skeptic, but my dad's death, and then reading about stories like I've written in Imagine Heaven, some of the first ones, opened me up to think maybe this is real. And so I started studying the Bible, and I was asking my questions, and I came to a point of realizing, wow, there's a lot of evidence that God really did this in real history. And I came to realize I have proof beyond a reasonable doubt that Jesus was who he claimed to be. And I'll never forget that night leaving that Bible study and thinking, now what? And here's what I realized. I realized that I believe it's true, but God actually wants me. God actually wants my heart. He wants my giving myself back to him. And then, quite honestly, I had this pride and willful wrestling match. Because see, that's the sin nature in us all. We want to play God. We want to pretend we're in control of our lives. We don't want anybody else messing with it. And I was having that wrestling match, and then I came to a point of realizing, if this is true, where will I go that would be better than if this is really true, what Jesus said? And so that night, I prayed. I said, God, I still don't have all the answers to my questions. But I guess if I had all the answers to all my questions, I'd be you. I'm never going to have that. But I have enough answers to realize you really did reveal yourself in Jesus and pay for my wrongs. And I want that. I want your forgiveness. I want relationship. That's all I told him. And at that moment, this brilliant light comes into the room. The heavens part. Angels come up to high-five me. No, none of that happened. Nothing happened. I mean, I didn't feel anything different. There was nothing, okay? And yet, everything changed from God's perspective. And this is what I want you to understand. You know, some of you may have prayed to accept Jesus, and you might not have felt any change, you might not have thought anything changed, but everything changed from God's perspective. That was the beginning. And I want you to think about it like this, because some people feel all these things and some people don't, but it's not about your feelings. Think about it like this. When a couple gets married, right, they stand up, at the altar and they say, I do, in front of these witnesses, and that I do is a pledge of faith to live together in love for a lifetime, right? Well, they may stand up there and one may have, chicken skin and spidey, tingly feelings and feel all kinds of things, and someone else might not. But that's not what determines whether they're married. It's the I do. And that's not the end. That's the beginning of a lifelong journey of learning to love. And the truth is, as you grow in love, you may have weeks where you feel, chicken skin and tingly feelings and love and romance, and then you may have other weeks where you feel nothing. But the feelings are the caboose of the relationship, not the engine of the train. See, the engine of the train of relationship is faith and a love that perseveres, and the feelings follow, and they'll come and go. And the same is true in our relationship with God.